Hey Vlad, welcome to Launch Day.
Hey, Dago, good morning. Yeah, thank you so much for having me here. I'm actually very excited. Quick note here, right? Because I took your course on X and on Twitter, and I feel like I
Oh,
know you so well, right? Because I've seen
oh
so
yeah.
much
You
videos,
you watch
and
everything
yeah,
like the six, seven
yeah,
hours? Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
really appreciate that. And actually, oh, 7 hours, so long? I don't think so.
If you look at the meme bonus and the update I made in September for
I,
X,
I I actually
total, it
checked the
must,
update and everything, which was also like really appreciated, which actually made me understand that you are someone who really cares about, you know, the product and who's using it, right? I mean, you updated this after we everybody paid, and you put
yeah,
like lots of
two
effort,
years
like
later,
just to send
yeah.
this, yeah, just to send this update was really appreciated. Just to let you know about this, and I feel like I know it so well
Awesome.
right now, but you don't know nothing about me, so let's get this started.
Yeah. Wow, really cool, man. Appreciate it. Um, and yeah, yeah, this course is funny. It doesn't sell that much anymore. Maybe I still make 500 a month from it, something like that. It depends. Which is not bad. It's just that when I started, it was way more. Um, and it's hard. I'm thinking I should make another one now, which is kind of like vibe tweeting, because I kind of like change my style of tweeting now, and it's more chaotic.
I've
But
seen
it's
that.
kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's kind of like maybe I'm still experimenting, so I'm not ready to make a new approach to. But I think I want to make something that's not a course anymore. I want to make something like I don't know, something that's shorter, maybe just 1 hour of just pure value, just like 100 awesome tips. Like so, because I think courses, the problem is I'm glad you watched everything, but I think most people they buy it and then maybe they don't like it seems a bit too much. So for some people who are very serious, it's great to have this structure and this whole thing. But I'm thinking of doing maybe something else. Yeah.
I think you can. So actually, I took a couple of different courses on X or Twitter. Not only yours. I think I my favorite one is yours. I can see value in other courses, so I don't want to say anything,
Okay.
about
Thank
them.
you.
And by the way, I've seen your dilemma about courses or products or everything. I think at the
Yeah.
end, that what really matters is like the value you are providing. Like for the customer at the end, right? And if you can take value from a video, it's like it's perfect. Just and I'll pay for it for
Yeah. Yeah.
this. And yeah, I think your course is pretty good. If someone is considering this, I think they should go for it. I think, yeah, you're right. Twitter, like X right now, is changing a lot. I think we're moving to a new type of marketing, which is this kind of marketing. You need to understand these things, like, and how these algorithms are designed, and what's behind and everything. Even if maybe you will never become an influencer or something, but it's very important for a founder to understand all these things and all these principles and how it works, and at least you know what to ask for, like if you work with someone or something. So yeah, very powerful stuff over there. And if you want to do
And
something else, I would encourage. I would be yeah, I'll be happy to take a look
I
again.
appreciate it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's interesting what you said about influencer because, uh, I was starting on Twitter in 2021 and I used it to promote my startup at the time. I was mostly focusing on my story and then letting people go to my profile and check it out by themselves. I was very rarely really promoting it, um, but it was working. But once I got, I think, mm, 6,000 followers, like it's approximate. It's not a hard number. Just around that time, I had the ceiling of what I was selling. And then between 6,000 and 50,000, I didn't make more money until I started selling the Twitter course. But with my startup, it wasn't making more money. So it's interesting, and I have many examples of that. I have some guy I know for a long time. He literally, when he posts something, and even 4 years ago, when the algorithm was easier for small accounts, he was having 2 likes. And this guy was making 30K a month with his social accounts because it was about influence and about having the right product for the right people. So I really want to highlight what you said because it's very important for people to know this. Being an influencer, it's not like it's it's just a like I do it because I want to do this. I enjoy, I'm good at it. It's my thing, but it's not like a business decision. Like if you're just trying to grow a business, it's good to go. I think the most important is to go from 0 to 1,000 or something like that. Because then you reach a level where like you can have a bit more opportunities. You can talk with people who otherwise wouldn't respond to you because you have no authority. So they don't know if they should trust you. But just having like, I don't know, couple likes on every tweet, like maybe 10, is a good thing to aim for, especially nowadays. And like 1,000 followers and a couple dozen people who are engaged, you have reached like, you're going to open so many doors, and that's already amazing.
I think you can use this tool like in so many different ways, right? I mean, what this, of course, you first of all you can decide to become an influencer as a founder and kind of promote your product and everything. I think this is pretty tricky and complicated, to be honest.
Yeah.
But for me, I think what is super valuable in this case is like I can connect with so many different people, and you can have conversations about, you know, topics which is not possible otherwise. You know, like it's. I mean, if you
Yeah. Yeah.
travel or something, so like it's actually really, really powerful. I think this you know like this channel anyway will be challenged as well with AI and everything because you don't know if the tweet is by me or by AI or you know, so you'll have lots of things to think about. But I think this is the reality we're facing. So we need to be to know and you know, again, back to your course, I admire, you know, like having the courage and actually, you know, taking responsibility to put something out there and actually, you know, inform people about these things because it's actually pretty hard to find this. I mean, little things, but they're like really, really hard to understand by yourself, and it takes so much time. And just pay 20, $30 and boom, you can be updated so quickly. It's powerful. So yeah,
Yeah.
thanks again.
Awesome.
And one more thing, I've seen your
Yeah.
progress with the Twitch, right? Because when you started like a couple of years ago with the course, I think right now indeed you change. I think right now, like the way I'm thinking of you right now is more like Ricky Gervais or something. You know, so like you're trying to be like funny, sarcastic, which is something I enjoy your tweets, to be honest.
Okay. I'm glad.
As
I'm
like you
glad.
know like funny thing sometimes. It's not necessarily like something super useful, but you know like something funny and makes you like smile.
Yeah. And makes
Uh,
you maybe laugh and maybe think differently. Yeah.
exactly.
It's like, because for me, the whole system I teach in my course, it's kind of heavy. It works, but
It
it's hard
it is,
work,
yeah, yeah.
but
It's
it really
hard, yeah,
works.
yeah.
But, and so, but, there was nobody more obsessed than me. At the time I wrote this course, I recorded, I was coming out of 1 year of doing that heavily. And I was spending, like the minimum of active time per day was 4 hours, but I was usually spending 8 hours, sometimes 10 hours.
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
just doing that.
It's a full thing. Yeah. It's like you don't have
That's
anything
a
to
full
do.
time thing. And that
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
in the end, I was kind of like burning out, to be honest, like too much. And
Yeah.
so that's why now, I burnt out, and then eventually I took a break, then I came back. And now I'm like, if I want to do this for the long term, I have to enjoy myself and I have to put less pressure on myself.
Yeah.
And it's scary because I have like 100K followers or something, and it's scary because I say or something as if I don't know exactly how many I have, but I do know exactly how many I have. I'm
120,
pretending to be more
7,
chill than I am.
112.
I have 111,206 or
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that. I'm not
Yeah.
even kidding. Let me check to
Yeah.
be sure, just for fun.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, oh my god. Um,
That's funny.
I have home. Yeah, yeah. I'm just sometimes trying to be more chill. I said, yeah, 241, not six. But yeah, I was off by 30 because I didn't check
Yeah.
today. So anyway, yeah, that's just saying that's how it can make you obsessed, and I was always obsessed with this. And now I'm like, and what was scary is like, okay, I'm going to take the risk now and I'm going to change what I post. I used to be one tweet per day and one meme per day, like one story, one meme. That was like this for like 2 years. And now I don't post memes anymore, and I post 30 random thoughts. And when I
Yeah.
started doing that, I lost many people. I lost like, I don't know, 1,000 followers in 1 week or something. And that's like, maybe not 1,000, but that's like maybe 500. But that's scary. But That's so cool though, because now I really, I mean, there's still like this dopamine thing, like, checking notifications all the time. Once you start getting quite a bit of notification, it can be very addictive. So yesterday, for example, I was kind of like an idiot for 5 hours doing nothing else. But if you and if anybody wants to do this in the long term, you have to, you have to let go a bit. Because if you, for example, somebody like Peter Levels, I think he cares more than he says, but he still doesn't really care. And that's really good. That's how you can tweet every day for 10 years and not burn out. But when you do that, you will make some people mad because you basically think less. So you're like more like,
You
basically it's like talking
eliminate
with
the
a friend.
filters,
Like
of course, exactly. Yeah, you eliminate the filters
exactly
and then
like,
just put all the noise out
yeah.
there. So
Yeah,
totally.
like when I talk with you right now, I could say something and we can take it out of context and I put it in a tweet. And in this tweet,
Yeah.
I don't spend the time to add the nuance, to add the counterpoint. And also, tweets are quite small and by design, at least for a long time. So we're used to it. And so you got to face, because, I grew to 100,000 followers with almost zero haters. I had nobody shit on me, almost never. And now it happens all the time because I'm like less calculating but somehow I feel better because now it's less pressure. So it's an interesting, transition.
I recently I've seen this I think interview with Andreessen Horowitz, and actually he said that the social media is about having some sort of conflict all the time, because this is like what is actually engaging and like attracts people. So having haters, it
Mm.
means you are aligned with what is social media, because social media is about like like this kind of things. I guess if you look at the biggest players out there, they do only this kind of crazy things. Maybe I agree or disagree with them, but you're always kind of conflict when you read their tweets or something. So
Yeah. What the challenge is to stay authentic because it's easy sometimes to know what you can say that's gonna get engagement, but it's not really authentic. It's just
correct.
easy. And I fell
Yeah.
a bit into that when I started experimenting like 6 months ago. And then I stopped and now, but it's hard to do sometimes. But yeah, anyway, really cool.
Yeah,
Now
really cool.
I want to know because you said you are in Spain. Are you Spanish?
No, I'm not Spanish. I was born in Romania. I left the country many years ago, but I
Okay.
lived here for I guess 8 years now. I lived in Asia for the past 2 years. Now I'm back to
Oh, where in
Spain.
Asia?
Well, in Asia, I've been everywhere. It's like I was kind of I guess nomadic approach like everybody, but I'm just
Yeah,
much
yeah.
older. I started this with my son, right? So my older son, who is
Mm.
now 21, I was in education for 6 years, trying to build kind of a platform for learning for my kids. I have two boys, and
Okay.
now they're like adults almost. But I said, because they have this kind of a different approach in education, which I designed for them. I failed it. I told you, right? But anyway, that's another story.
Yeah, yeah, we can talk
I
about it.
invited them. I invited my older son to. I said, like, instead of going to college, like 18, we go around the world once. You see the world, and then you decide what you want to do in life, right? So I will kind of introduce you to this lifestyle, and this is the reason I started with Asia with him. And we went to Kuala Lumpur first, then Bangkok, and at some point he said, like,
Wow.
what is too boring with you, and he left and he went by himself, and then I continued somehow by myself because I
Yeah,
also started to enjoy. And
for
I
sure.
discovered, the Asian culture, like so many, so rich. I know you lived as well, right, in Asia at some point.
No, no,
Uh,
I
no,
didn't go to
not
Asia.
you. Maybe it's confusing because I know. I think Levels or something. So he lived in.
Oh yeah, he went to like
Yeah,
60 countries or something. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So it was an amazing experience. But yeah, now
That's
I'm
awesome
back
that you
to
share this with your
Spain.
sons and everything.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah,
cool. Wow.
was I mean, now talking as a parent, right? Because I've seen him when we started. Um, so this really changed him. So I saw it, like in a couple of months, like he really became an adult, someone else, like, because if you go by yourself in a new country,
Oh, it's super
you need
important to do it by yourself for sure. Yeah.
And then when he went, I think he went to Vietnam, and then I've seen him, like really transformed, because like it was maybe a little bit more challenging. Vietnam is not so like everything is like
Yeah, yeah.
so organized. It was a lovely experience, but it was like like, hey, now I know what to do, my friend. I know all these things. So yeah, it's very inspiring, especially if someone is considering this. I would totally recommend. Also, parents, I would recommend like to do this with their kids. It's a
And
pretty
how does
cool.
it make you feel as a parent? I don't have kids yet, but I want to have them soon. But it seems like, I don't know, it would feel like mission accomplished. Like when your son
It
is
feels
like,
like mission
he's,
accomplished. Exactly. It feels like mission
yeah, okay.
accomplished. It feels so, because I'm actually writing now a post-mortem kind of article about the 6 years I worked on this education startup. So one of the things that I kind of realized during the past 6 years, like people will start thinking less about high degrees, and I think the definition of success will shift for parents and for families, from high degrees, like like you don't need to go to college or something, to high
Yeah.
agencies, like how independent is my kid, like how well he can
Resilient.
be
Yeah.
resilient, how well he can adapt in whatever situation, and something like that. And I think this definition of success is actually changing right now, and I see more and more parents like interested in having and raising kids, high agency kids. It's a trend
Mm.
actually happening for a couple of years. So for you, if you want to be a parent at some point, I would recommend to think about your kids as like, like how can you help them
Oh,
become
I'm
high
I'm
agency learners,
100%
high
like that.
agency, yeah, high
Yeah.
agency individuals. And then you'll see, if you are a high agency learner individual, actually the only role you can see in the future is probably entrepreneur. So, because this is like the one that gives you kind of
Yeah.
like the highest degree, where you co-founder or something, because otherwise you will have less degree of freedom. And
I
I
think
see the
I think
world is
some
actually
people are,
heading that
yeah.
way, already. You can see that.
So your kids, your sons are heading that way? You think they're going to be entrepreneurs?
So the older one kind of convinced about this. I think he discovered also computer science, and by
Mhm.
the way, he learned about computers, like with all the universities out there, they have all the, like the courses for free, published. You don't need to do it, like it's unbelievable. So he started to learn coding and all these other things. And
Wait,
seems like
you
he's
mean
enjoying right now. He's enjoying
so
building
what do you mean
products.
about the fact that it's free? What, I didn't get that free
You,
thing.
for example, if you wanna finish Stanford computer science, you have all the courses published for free.
Oh
If you
yeah, I
want to
see. Yeah.
finish,
Yeah, I
if you
remember.
wanna,
I did
if you
that a
wanna
while ago.
finish, yeah, if you wanna finish, I think Harvard Computer Science CS50 is free. It's on YouTube. You can go and check it and and
Yeah.
and
I did a
learn
few
it for
hours
free.
of CS50. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, see,
okay.
yeah. So you don't need to have this pressure, like, and huge amounts of money, like to get the knowledge, because the knowledge is already there.
Especially
Indeed,
American
what is missing
universities.
yeah, what is missing is this, component of networking, but ultimately this networking can be obtained in different ways, and this is actually the reason now I'm like, introducing SprintDojo. What I did with this, because I started kind of, like as an experiment with them, is like you need to have some sort of like signal that you can send to for yourself first of all, but also to the outside world, that you can ship, you can do stuff, and I guess
Yeah.
what I'm trying to do with this project is like to have like some sort of like like structure where you are, like you enter this game and you have to ship like for 100 weeks. Like you have to
Yeah, I see.
deliver stuff for 100 weeks. This is how you get the black belt. It's gamified, so it feels like you're playing a
Okay, so
game.
it's gamified productivity. Okay,
Is
yeah.
gamified productivity, and the only thing you have to do, because I did so much research, the only thing you have to do is actually to have this dopamine feeling. You have to log your daily wins, right? So that's it. You
I
log your
see.
daily wins
So
every day.
wait,
You say like, I did this,
yeah.
and
Wait,
and then
I really wanna get
just
into it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then at the end of the week you have a sensei, right, which is an AI that will take all the
Okay.
the wins you logged, and it will tell you if you shipped or not. And it's actually like an accountability partner. Is like really like a startup coach, but of course different pricing,
Okay,
right?
okay. No, I really want to get
And
into it. But like, let's
yeah,
talk first
yeah,
about the
that's
other
what I'm
startup
that's
because
what I'm doing. Yeah, this is what
yeah, yeah,
I'm doing now. And
okay.
conclusion is, it's a way to signal that you can deliver stuff, right? So this is the reason I started this, like to
Yeah,
to
I
signal to
see.
others, hey, look, I have a black belt. And now I'm introducing the concept of black belt founder, right? So, dude, I'm
Okay,
building stuff.
okay,
You can rely
okay.
on me,
Stop,
right?
stop,
So
stop.
that's the stuff I'm
Uh,
doing.
so first, I'm curious to know like how you did your previous startup, and then how you got there, and then we will look at your product because it's so like
I
how did you feel like even before the previous startup? Like, what was your life, and how did you end up there? How did you end up creating this startup for 6 years?
Man, I mean, long story. I feel like I was an entrepreneur for my entire life, like since even if I was born during communism in Romania, right? I remember I
Yeah.
was having some sort of initiatives, even if it was kind of illegal, right?
Oh
But I
yeah. Oh,
had
wow.
some
Okay.
some kind of initiatives over there.
Like
My
what
family is
kind?
like this, my
Wh-
parents, my
what
grandparents.
initiative, for example?
For example, during communism, I had the video cable network, right? So in my block, I was distributing, like some sort of like Netflix on cable with videos, which was like completely pirate, illegal, everything, right?
I see.
It was illegal to bring them to Romania because I was like distributing movies from,
US.
from the outside world, like
Yeah.
US or, like from outside world, which was completely legal in Romania at that time. Um, so this was my first project. Anyway, I did many projects in my life. I think so many that we can take days to talk about. But the previous one, which took me 6 years, which is now concluded, the ChatGPT said this beautifully, but I failed with it. Was a platform for learning for kids, right? So I realized that the school for my kids is not what I want, is not something that will be helpful for them. And I said, okay, I'll design a school for them, right? So, and I started to dive into this, and I built this platform. Initially was a platform where we had teachers with small classes like pods, and imagine teachers from all over the world. And then you just go and you join a small class and you can learn whatever subject and you can personalize the experience completely, right? We have this pod and everything.
Okay.
Went amazing during the pandemic because like everything moved
Yeah.
online, and we reached actually 1 million in ARR, right? So it was a solid business,
Wow.
like
Wait. So who did you sell this to? Schools, parents?
parents, no, parents, directly to parents and kids, right? So parents to kids, and it was possible because it was during the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
and
But like,
and the classes were so
wait.
interactive, not boring
Yeah.
like the other thing.
Not just a
So, and
Zoom. Yeah.
exactly, very interactive, right?
And so, okay, wait. Let me just. Um, how did you get to this number of users? What kind of marketing did you do? How did you distribute
Man,
it? Well, how did?
it was just the demand, right? So it was in the right time for it. I realized that homeschooling is like it was one of the fastest growing trends in education at that
Yeah.
time. Pandemic accelerated that, and everybody was searching for, hey, dude, my kid is like so bored about the school, is like going there and watching the teacher like on YouTube live, and our classes were so interactive, like teachers were like,
And how did they
really
find it?
encouraging kids.
How did they find it?
Just word of mouth, man. Just word of mouth was the,
So
like
how did you find the first
70%.
person?
We organized the summit.
Oh, okay.
And that was
Like web,
actually
live
yeah,
something, or
online summit. Yes,
like on
online
LinkedIn
summit.
or Facebook, you
No,
posted
it
it.
was, well, we had the website, Homeschooling Global Summit or something like that, we called it. Um, but my background was not in education, right? And I remember like talking with my colleagues at that time. I said, let's invite the best people in education to this summit so we can learn the fastest possible way, right?
Oh,
Because
okay.
it's like it's also for us a learning process. We don't know, right? So I'm an outsider, but I want to learn as fast as possible. So how can I learn? Let's organize an event. And we invited 100 people. And everybody
So
said yes.
100 teachers from around the world for
Yes,
this
but experts
summit
in
that you
education,
all
not teachers, experts in education. Because
experts in education.
the biggest one was actually Sir Ken Robinson, rest in peace, which if you check on Google, on TED, I think he still has the most watched TED Talk in history, right? So like 80 million views, school skills,
Okay.
creativity. Sir Ken Robinson, check for it.
So
And
you
he
made
said
a
yes.
summit,
And he said yes.
invited
And
these
then,
people, and I guess they
yeah,
promoted the summit, so you had
I think so. I
visibility.
think it went kind of a
No,
viral
but like
thing
if
and
somebody
stuff.
like that
Yeah,
does it,
yeah,
people know,
yeah,
and then
for
okay,
sure. Yeah, yeah.
and then it brought you. That's how you got the first people on your platform. Is
Exactly.
that
And
it?
then
Okay.
the families they were paying, because the fee was, I think, $3,000 a year, right? So it was not a cheap fee, or like it was,
$3,000 a year. Wow,
yeah, yeah,
awesome. Yeah,
yeah,
so really serious thing. And
yeah.
then pandemic, and so it grows because
During
of
the
that.
pandemic. No, this was actually during the pandemic. Was the
Oh yeah,
perfect
so
timing.
yeah,
Everything was,
super okay,
yeah,
100%.
was, yeah, perfect timing.
And then I guess after the pandemic, then what
And
happened?
then we had two factors after the pandemic, right? Because I'm actually writing right now the postmortem, right? So after the pandemic,
Okay.
two things. One, things went back to normal, right? So no more online. So like, people were kind of like trying to find a way back to the what it was before. And the second one was the AI. And these two things actually kind of like destroyed the model I was created, because I realized that there is no way for online teachings to continue like that. So there is no way to have live classes with teachers,
Why?
so
Why not?
because think about just a couple of things to think about, right? First of all, we have this video right now, but I don't know if you're real or not. Maybe you are an AI. I don't
Okay,
have
yeah.
100% proof, right?
Okay, I see what you
So,
mean.
which means if you really cannot distinguish, then if you are really an AI, you're definitely much cheaper than the real you, right?
Yeah.
Right? So in this case, the AI will win, because it will deliver probably the same experience online. I don't have any other benefit, and there is no extra benefit. The only
Oh
thing is
wow. So
you're
you
there.
really believe in AI. You think AI will do
I
as good as a job as your teachers. You
I
100%
think it'll
believe
do
that.
way better than this. I think so. I think
Wow.
learning is actually going in some interesting directions, right? Because one is, as I said, becoming high agency learners, right? So if you think about like how education is structured, you have some curricular designers. Usually they work with governments. They create the curriculum, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the teachers that will take that knowledge and put this in the class, right? So it's more like is the
Yeah.
middleman, take something created by someone else and present it in a class. And then some of the teachers, they do facilitate some things, and the same teacher is actually testing the same thing, right? So if you split this in different pieces, you will see that the content creator will become maybe an AI, so will have a bigger role. And this content
Mm.
creator can talk directly with the person like you, right? So you don't need a
Yeah.
teacher. If
But
you
the
create the
teacher is
curriculum, you
is
don't need a
more here
teacher
to
to,
but the
exactly.
teacher has more a role of like helping you practice, maybe
Exactly.
mentoring.
So it will become more like a facilitator, right? It's more than
Yeah.
just passing the knowledge from one to another. Now, if you look at like because we did so many experiments, man. So it's like online, most probably you
Yeah.
will learn online by yourself, you know? And I think actually what school will become, and I think actually the role of the teacher will transition from what it was to something which is more like a facilitator and in person. And I think the in-person experience for a teacher will be much more valuable. I'm
Oh yeah, it
actually,
makes sense.
it
It makes sense, yeah.
will become a premium experience. And actually, I'm thinking, what if we can enable a different business model for teachers? Then they act like an investor for the kids, and actually, you can have some benefits. I think everything will shift. So you'll see some very
That's
interesting
interesting what you see
things.
about in person
And
because I Peter Thiel, which is like kind of like genius investor and entrepreneur, for all of his craziness, he also says some amazing things, and he noticed years ago that the next thing to invest in is reality because everything is moving online, and so like I know, for example, he's a huge investor in the in an alternative version to the Olympic Games, to the Olympics. But that's going to be with people who can take drugs. So that's going to be crazy and weird. But
yeah,
the point is, that's just like the crazy idea. But like the point is, like a real event where you have to go, like physicality, reality. And what you said, that's exactly that. It's like, okay, that's really smart. I think like if people have their teachers, which is AI online, you can learn anything by that. The value of the teacher is in helping you. And there's nothing better than someone physically with you to
exactly.
help you.
So if
So
you
that's,
think about this, is more like, some things will be better online, some things will be better in person. The question is, right now are not designed like this. Systems are designed
Yeah.
kind of the same thing online, same thing in person. But you will have things designed in person. I think schools of the future should be connectors. You go there to connect with other people, to brainstorm, to collaborate, not necessarily to learn math, right? Because math, maybe you learn better with Khan Academy online, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
then I
Yeah.
go and say, hey, let's do something with math together. And then I go to a place and I practice what I've learned by myself. And then maybe I have a facilitator, and then I brainstorm with other kids, or even adults. I think is very similar. The experience will be very similar. So I think
That's
we'll
very,
see more and
yeah.
more this distinction, like
That's
between.
super smart. Like basically the teachers, you can imagine maybe there's a location for learning, like school, but it's not so much focused on learning, more like practicing, overcoming roadblocks,
Exactly,
and
and
all this
connecting with
shit. And yeah,
others, because that's
with students,
ultimately
but
the
with
key.
also teachers that would have a different role.
Exactly.
Yeah, wow. Shit.
And
I
and
want to go,
and
I want to be a kid
yeah.
again. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, you can, I think it's like I this is what I was thinking about myself. Like, hey, dude, I would like to have this kind of school for myself,
Yeah,
because imagine for me it was even worse, because I had my school
yeah.
was during communism, right? So it was, my God, so terrible. I hated it, right? I guess that's why I have
So
so
what
much
can you like
desire to fix it,
can
right?
you give like one example of why? Because I'm just like have not like so school
Why I was doing this?
communism no
Ah,
communism school. One thing that the thing that sucked the most, what was it?
so I guess you can see this in every culture right now, but they were a little bit more than others, because they try to distortion the reality.
Oh yeah.
So you think about, like, first of all, like history, right? You learn history from their perspective, which is weird. I was born in Romania, and I had this aha moment when actually. So think about this. I was born in Romania, and I learned about Turks who invaded Romania like so many times
Okay.
and blah blah, right? So we have this angle, and then I watch another angle. I watch a Turkish movie, and I watch their
Yeah.
angle, and then I was like, wow, it's a completely different history, right? So what I realized, like, everybody's trying to put their angle in this.
Yeah.
Communists, they have this kind of disturbing, angle, like it's in, especially on the things that you can. And the reason for me was like, I kind of hated it because I started to learn only math and physics and things that they cannot alter, so
Yeah.
you cannot change this because this is like super
Objective.
abstract.
Yeah.
It's like, like, exactly. But in a way, maybe I learned math and physics because Russians had a huge influence on Romania, so maybe because of that, I don't know, right? So you can look at everything
Interesting.
as a
Yeah.
good point of view. But anyway, the school was not a pleasant experience, and
Yeah.
and I think learning can be a pleasant experience, right? So I mean, you can also learn about like what is difficult and stuff, but not hating it, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was
no,
kind of the thing. I think the second one
Okay.
was, you have teachers are not there to empower you, or like are there to diminish you, um I'll give an example, like,
Mm.
like a teacher saying like, hey, you don't have a musical ear, you will never be a musician. And I grew up with this. I thought, okay, he's a teacher, so he maybe know that. And then at 35 I discovered tango, and I started dance tango, and the teacher is like, dude, but you have rhythms. Impossible. I know for sure, because the teacher
Yeah,
in sixth
that's
grade told me
crazy.
that.
That's
So
crazy.
it's like,
Yeah.
and then you have this aha moments, so I think, teachers should be here to lift up the kids and empower them, and not, punish
Yeah.
and,
Now I
do
can see,
kind of.
where it comes from. I guess being raised in that context makes it even more, uh, you know, meaningful to you to help with
Yeah.
education and make it empowering. Okay, so you did that startup. Eventually, it didn't work out. And so now what are you doing? And how did you?
Now, as I think, we leave this moment when is, I mean, I'm a founder for 30 years in tech, right? So I was building tech products when you have
What
a
was the
son.
first tech product 30 years
The
ago?
first tech product I built was a mobile platform on Nokia. Do you remember the Nokia bananas? Like, like when WAP,
I
right?
remember
You don't even
WAP.
know about it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know about
I
WAP.
know
So I,
WAP.
I built practically the first, so with my
Pre-web.
team, right?
Yeah,
Not, yeah, pre-web. This was the first mobile platform in the world. I think we built this
yeah.
in the same time with Nokia and Microsoft, right? So this was one of the things I realized, like being in Romania, for example, I realized that you're in the wrong place. You'll never be significant if you stay here. So this is
Okay.
the reason I decided to, leave. And, kind of like you have a plant, if it's in the wrong soil, um,
Yes.
it's not growing. Even you're a normal plant, but if you're in the right soil is a different thing. I think
Yeah,
Bucharest
yeah,
right now or Romania, it's a different game than it was 30 years ago. I think
for
Romania right
sure.
now is actually a pretty good
Quite
hub for
growing.
startups. Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's for
seemed
it's
like, yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good for startups on the other side, right? But on my time was not like that, so I decided to leave. And yeah, I'm building products, but you know how hard it is, like to have 10 people working on a product. And now SprintDojo, I build this by myself, just me, back
Wow.
end, front
Okay.
end,
So,
database,
and I
copy, everything. And I was like, said,
did
dude,
you
that is unreal, like it's unreal.
and did you have this idea after, or did you have it before, like after this school project, this 6 year startup?
Yeah. So actually, to be honest, there was like, it felt like a gimmick. We said, let's build this for me and my son. So like, hey, let's build this like to stay more organized, like, and not have to-do list and the boring stuff,
It was for fun,
and
kind of.
yeah. And we said, okay. And one
Who's
of
we? You
my,
say
me
we.
and my
Who's we?
sons, my kids, right? So
And
me
your
and my
sons helped
sons.
you build it.
No. I was like trying to, like
Brainstorming.
yes, and kind of, use it together. Like we were like kind of the first users for it, right?
Okay.
And then I started to read like a lot of like this was like during the Kubrio thing, like a lot of research papers about learning and like and habits and stuff. And I realized that one of the most powerful habits you can create is this one, logging your daily wins. It's because it
Oh
gives you
yeah.
dopamine. It gives you dopamine, like you have lots of benefits. And there are like so many research papers on this. And I started with this. I said, this is pretty fun. You just tell someone what you've done. That's it. I've done this, So, and this is how we started. Pretty simple because I did this with WhatsApp. You send WhatsApp messages, and then I started to say, what if we put a North Star? Like, where do you want to go? I want to go. I want to have a company with 1 million users or something, right? So this
Yeah.
is your North Star, and then this is what you do every day. And now what I did, I put this AI stuff, which is every week, like hiring a coach kind of. Every week we'll review your stuff and say if you are aligned with your North Star or you just drifted, right?
Can you show?
So
Can you show it? Because that
I
sounds
can
cool.
I can I can show you. Yeah. So a quick this is yeah. Can you see my screen?
Nope. Now I can.
And anyway, so I try to gamify kind of everything. You have the white belt. I introduced because I've been to Tokyo and I've seen this, like discipline with
Yeah, I see.
black
Okay.
belts, white
Like
belts.
levels in judo,
Yeah,
karate.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And then I read this beautiful article from Wait But Why, I forgot his name, but anyway, Wait But Why is like living the life in weeks. So as you see here, everything is in weeks, is not in month, which is much more
Mm.
adapted to our lifestyle right now, right? So this is the week 28 of this year. You have this weeks left, and then you can see if you ship or not, right? So the only thing you have to do is like go here for daily wins and say I recorded a demo with go about Spring Dojo for the launch day, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, you just log everything here, and then you create this kind of like log with everything you have accomplished, right? And then Sensei, right, will review every week,
Which
and
is
Sunday will send you. Will write this beautifully. This is not. I joined with a different account right now, but here you will be able to see what you've done in a week, right? So this will practically
do you have an
make this
example of that?
beautiful.
Just curious if you have somewhere an example.
Let me see if I
Maybe even
have.
just a screenshot on your homepage or something.
Yeah, I
Um,
can. I can provide. I don't know if I have it right now.
okay.
Wait a second.
No,
Wait a
it was
second.
mostly
Let's
for
see.
me to see because there will be a demo on the website so people can see, but I'm just I'm just for
Uh,
myself curious.
let's wait a second. What is this? Yeah, I think I'm not prepared for this right now. Let's see here.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Um, because I'm logged in, but I don't remember where is the one I'm logged in. So anyway,
But
I can,
you can take 2 minutes to find it. It's fine.
yes.
No worries.
So let's log out with this, right? So you can see, because I'm with this. So I enter Dojo.
Yeah.
Let's now do the onboarding again. And log in with my other account, right? So for example, this is my dashboard right now. Look at this, like how I shipped for 13 weeks, right? You see them.
Wait. I still see the sign-in page right now.
Oh, wait a second. I need to share the screen again. So wait a second.
Yeah.
Can you see now? This is
Yes.
my real account,
cool.
right?
Yeah. Now there's lots of shit. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So you can see here I have red belt, right? So I already shipped for 13 weeks. I have 126. So instead of like tweeting, I'm just logging stuff for my sensei, right?
Okay.
Here, for example, you say like, like what do you want to do? I want to create like 1 million ARR. Work is optional, so I want to do only stuff from pleasure, right? This is, so let's say my North Star, right? You can change
Okay.
these things and anytime, right? And the only thing you have to do is like really to log your wins here. That's it. And you can do this also via WhatsApp.
Okay.
You
So
connect with
initialize Google Analytics, ship my new personal blog, fix the
what,
email onboarding flow. Okay.
whatever.
Just to give people an idea.
You can
Yeah.
even say I went to gym, right? So
No. Okay.
anything you can say anything, and then at the end, the sensei will review what you've done and look at this, and then they will say, "Hey, you shipped this week. You kept your promises, right? And this is a TLDR. This is what you kind of like. I can look now and say,
Yeah.
okay, this
That's
is what I did
interesting.
last week. I have my wins
So
here,
can
like
you?
very clear. Like, hey,
Yeah.
this is
Can you
what I done.
read it kind of out loud so it's easier for
So
people?
like, let's increase it. You can see now. Can you
Yeah.
see?
And can you read it? Yeah, I can see
Yeah. So for
22
example,
updates, relentless. Yeah.
shipped MVP belt ceremony. So for example, I changed to have a belt ceremony. So every time you upgrade, we send you a nice, beautiful message. I paid for lunch day. Look, this is for you. Right?
Awesome. Yeah. I
Yeah.
should
So this
log
is,
in my
yeah.
account too and do this.
Yeah, you
Okay.
too. Like, this is something. I published 3 articles, like I created the API for whatever, right? And then you see, I had like 22 updates this week. And it gives me like it gives me like a TLDR, right? Like this is
Yeah, I
what
like
I've
this.
done
I like this. Like it says at some
this
point,
week.
Vlad is building the machine and dreaming
Yeah.
bigger. A high leverage
Yeah.
week with both. I mean, high leverage sounds a bit AI
Yeah.
bullshit, but whatever. High leverage
Correct.
week with both systems and strategy moving forward. That's cool because
Exactly.
like I might try it because it's like I need somebody to tell me I've done good work sometimes, and I don't have that. So
Exactly. It's
you know,
exactly like that. It's exactly like that. Plus also the dopamine feeling every time you log the win, you'll have it. But let me show you something else. And then the sensei here will give you something to improve for next week. So how can you
yeah.
be 10% better next week?
So
Right?
it says
And
message
then,
from Sensei. I'm just
yeah,
reading it because there's also audio
yeah,
version. Message from Sensei. Vlad, this week was elite. Systems shipped, SEO ramped, clear mapped, and discipline locked in. Most importantly, you decided to move into income territory. That shift changes everything. Keep the edge. Black belt focus from here. Congrats. This is awesome. Yeah.
this is awesome, right? And then it's
Now
like, imagine you have,
it should be a video of some like actual sensei telling
you
you this with like a Asian accent.
you can go crazy with this. Correct. You can go crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, this is it. And then imagine actually what I'm thinking to do at some point is even if you can talk with your timeline. What was my best productive week? Week 12 in May. What I have done differently that week, so you can have insights about yourself, which are like really mind blowing. And this is what I want to show you because I tried after 3 months, right? And it gave me, it is not here yet because it's not implemented yet, but it gave me like a very detailed, like from all my logs, what I'm avoiding, what I should focus on.
I was gonna say,
Like,
the next step is like, because like for example, me, I use an app called Llama Life, which is just like Pomodoro of
yeah,
like to-do list and
I know,
for the
yeah.
day. It's really cool app from indie maker. I mean, she's not really indie maker anymore, but she's awesome. Marie from Australia, and Uh, like I know I'm avoiding some shit, and I would like this to be somehow, or you can build a to-do list on your app or whatever, but like this somehow to be connected so it knows what I'm avoiding, and like, and also like when I had a good week, why? You know, what did you
Exactly.
focus on this week that was a
You'll have it here. You'll have it here. That's the point, right?
okay.
And actually, because it's like really like in martial art, the more you level up, the more difficult it will become. So, for example, if you're like red belt, we ask you to be intentional about the week. Hey, you plan the week. You say what do you want to do this week. So it's getting kind of like in a game a little bit more complicated, but it will
Wow.
train you to become kind of like a black belt founder, right? So that's someone that you can really deliver stuff, right? And look at this. You can set your North Star here, right? So as I said, you can have like what you want to achieve. And I also introduced this AI settings, right? So for example, you can say, talk with me like Paul Graham, you know, or talk with me like whatever person you want, like Naval. And they will
Wow.
give you
That
insights
would be
kind of
annoying, but I hear
exactly.
you.
I
Okay.
mean, it's up to you,
I'm
right?
just
You
kidding.
really
I'm just
change.
kidding.
It's like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
do this like Dago, right? Talk like Dago, like be annoying.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. So
That
you
must
can
be
do
very
this.
annoying. That's even
You
worse. Yeah.
you can do
Okay.
this, and then it's like, hey, I want to achieve progress every week, 10%, or I want to improve every week 10%. And
Wow.
then probably the AI will actually help you achieve all these things. So
I
the
would
idea
try
here
and
is like
I would put Steve Jobs there. I would put Steve
it,
Jobs. Try
you
to
yeah,
tell me. That would be perfect.
that's exactly the point. And actually, I want to keep it like very simple like this. I don't want to introduce like too many other features because it's actually I love the simplicity of it, right? So the only thing you have to do is really to log your daily wins, and you can do this also, as I said, via WhatsApp. So you can um, you can record everything via WhatsApp. You need to think a little bit like like I accomplished this, but we can add Discord, Telegram, or
I
other
feel like
tools as well.
there's a video version and a mobile app video version dying to
Could
happen.
could
Yeah.
could be right. So all these things can
Yeah.
happen, right? I mean, right now
That's
it's
awesome.
still very early. It's like we have like a couple of users using it, and yeah, but it's an interesting thing, and it started more like as a gimmick, but like not quick, So it's like I said, dude, I really want to finish right now. I really want to have that black belt, even if I'm
Yeah,
building
yeah,
this for
yeah.
like just for me, right? So so this is where I am right now, right? Make
That's
sense?
awesome, man. Yeah, I really,
Yeah.
yeah, you can stop sharing, but yeah, it's, and what's your, so what's the next thing you're building now? I mean, in the same product, like what's the 6 months thing? What's happening in 6 months with this product?
I think I would like to make it like even more easier to log things, but I also want to have some sort of like reflection, and I would do more reflection time, like for example, weekly. Right now, the sensei is sending you a Sunday a message, say, hey, this is what you accomplished. Think a little bit about what you next week, the insights you've
Mm,
seen. But I want to do monthly. I want to do like quarterly reviews, like so, like, hey, this is what you've done the past 12 weeks. Look at this.
mm,
And if you think about, for example, for me, you said like compared with your North Star, I mean, you said North Star, you want to generate revenue, but you're not doing anything about it, right? So are you avoiding that?
mm.
So it gives you kind of like some powerful insights,
Facilitation.
and so
Yeah.
yeah, it's more like a coach, right? I hired a coach in my life, so it's like, so you pay a coach maybe $1,000 a month or even more, um, but this can be actually a pretty good, like can level up pretty, can practically eliminate the average coach, and actually
Yeah.
you have a pretty good insight just from this. I also see it with the coach. Maybe this is something, a feature that I'm thinking to, you can invite a coach to give access to this platform so the coach can see this stuff, right? So then
Yeah.
he can bring some more perspective, some different angles.
So now you
This is
can
where
sell this to coaches. You can sell a package to coaches,
I
maybe.
don't know. I think maybe a coach, maybe you can hire a coach via the platform. I don't know, right? So it can be different angles, I guess, right now.
How do you plan on marketing it? How do you plan on like growing it? Because it's quite hard.
Um,
B2C like this, it's quite hard usually.
I think so. I think one can be SEO. So I think, like discoverability via Google, because there are like some searches on these keywords, like how to be productive, like how to stop procrastinating. So we started
Oh
already to
yeah.
create content on around these subjects, and this can be one. I think that that's actually right now at least the main channel that I'm thinking of. And maybe word of mouth, because I once if people will be happy and excited about it, maybe you can invite some others where you share some things. Maybe, for
Mm.
example, we can have some sort of like build in public. So that weekly thing, like what you've done this week, it's so
Some
easy. You can
recap
share
and you
it.
post it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. You can share it and make it like beautiful or
Mm.
something. I like this kind of product growth things. I
Yeah,
really
organic.
appreciate the opportunity to be here with you because I feel
Yeah.
like even if you're also like very early, right? I don't expect much, but I think that would be beautiful to have some sort of like platforms like this, like where you can create something valuable and then, you just spread the word. Maybe actually as a maybe you should partner with people that will launch, maybe with revenue sharing or something. I don't know, right? So,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
to help you as well, like kind of launch maybe influencers. I don't know. So I have some different ideas, but I also have some other projects in mind. Right now, it's so easy to build other things. So I don't know.
How did you
Um,
build it? Did you code it by hand or are you using some like V0 or some shit like that?
I'm using a platform for my son actually. So he came up with this idea of like it's a framework T3. I'm not sure if you're
T3,
familiar
okay.
with it. Yeah. So this guy put together like a bunch of like um
T3 was the
frameworks.
name of
Like
the, wasn't that the
it's
name of the
one guy,
keyboard on
Theo or
Nokia?
something. He's a YouTuber, Theo or something,
Oh,
and
yeah,
he
okay, I
put
see.
yeah. So he put together practically TypeScript with Postgres, with Drizzle, with like so
Okay,
you have
it's a
all this.
stack, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he put together like a stack, and it's kind of like beautifully integrated together. So we are using the same, me and my son, so we can talk a lot about. I discovered
Oh,
that
that's
I'm
good.
doing
That's
that.
smart. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So he is now teaching me kind of. Um, and I'm using also Cursor with
Yeah, me
Claude,
too, yeah.
right? So these two things right now.
I haven't
Um,
tried it. What do you think of Cloud Code? I haven't tried it yet.
Man, I actually tried it yesterday because I was working on my blog, um, and I said let's build a blog with Claude Code, nothing else. And
Yeah.
man, did a good job. It's like, oh,
Yeah, more
wow,
impressive than
wow.
Cursor?
It's so I think first of all, I was using it in Cursor, right? So not
Oh,
outside.
yeah.
But the idea here is like I tried all of them. I tried V0. I think it's more like Replit in a way because Replit is a little bit more agentic. Like you can,
Yeah. Less
like
control.
we'll
Less,
make a
yeah, yeah.
plan. You'll make a plan. We'll start executing it. And then you just say deploy this on GitHub, and then boom, we'll do it. It's crazy, right?
Okay.
So it's a little bit more agentic. That's how I think about it. And it's more like internal. So if you're a geek, you'll enjoy this kind of feeling because
I
you'll
think half
just
of
type
the
in,
appeal is that I think
yeah,
a lot of developers, they were like shitting on AI because they're not used to it and they're like, like the big engineers. And
yeah,
so Claude was smart enough to think, wait, we're going to position it for these guys. So you make it in the terminal, you make it super geeky
exactly.
and nerdy,
Yeah,
and
super.
then they're
Yeah,
like,
if you like this,
this
you'll
is
enjoy it.
amazing.
Yeah, you'll
But,
enjoy it. You'll enjoy it.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
But it's doing the job, man. So practically yesterday I
Yeah,
installed a
I need
blog.
to try,
So the
yeah.
blog with articles, with database on, like on Supabase, Postgres, everything without writing any line of code. So just
Yeah.
and not even git push. It's like push this now to GitHub. That's it. It's like you
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
don't use the
Yeah,
same
yeah, you
language.
really
It's like
remove lots of steps. I see, I see.
yeah,
Okay.
and it's doing
Well, that's awesome, man. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
pretty cool.
try. So,
Uh,
well, I
It's
was super happy to meet you. Uh,
yeah, same
Thank you
here.
so
Dago, like
much.
Dagobert,
Yeah,
right?
thanks so
What this
much.
is how you pronounce?
Dagobert, yes,
Yeah,
Dagobert.
Dagobert.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dagobert.
Uh,
Yeah, it was pretty fun,
so
man. I guess.
yeah, so good luck for your launch day. And
Yeah,
so
thank you. When is this actually? It was like this will be. It's not today, right?
it's not today, no. For you, it's
Ah,
gonna be
okay.
in a couple weeks. So yeah,
Okay,
and
okay. Because I also have to prepare a video demo, right, for it. So you said something, but I
yeah,
have more
a
time for it.
demo video for it, like 2 minutes maximum,
Yeah,
where you like kind of like Loom style, where you like where we see you presenting the product, or you can do more fancy if you want. But yeah, that's it.
I'm using
So
a screen, yeah, so I can do this like 1 or 2 minutes quick, and yeah, we'll see. I actually I would like to see it in the hands of more people. If you want to try it, it's actually free, right? So like you don't need anything, you just go and. But I'm curious if you like it, and
I
um,
see. Yeah.
because
So
the way it
there's
works
no
is like
paid version.
there is a paid version, but only if you really like it. So you have after yellow belt, right? You'll have to pay. But the yellow belt means you already
Oh,
have 2 weeks shipped, right? So it means you tried
okay.
it, you have enough time to try, you see 2 weeks feedback, you see if you like the experience,
I
if
see. I
this
see.
habit can stick to it. Until that moment, no cards, nothing. It's just you just go and use it.
Okay.
Um,
Cool. Well,
and
we
and
need to
then it
find a way
will
to
be
to.
yeah, and then it'll be
Yeah.
like $20 a month or something. So like it's not trying to. It's mainly because we use a lot of AI
AI.
behind the
Yeah.
scenes.
100%.
Yeah, and I want to use like better models, like and stuff like that. So for example, for this is for the 3 months, I want to use the O3, which gave like kind of like the best insights, like from 3 months
Yeah.
log. So
Yeah. I see.
um, so
No. No. Yeah. Makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah. O3 is going to be expensive. Uh.
yeah,
Okay. Cool, man. Well, thanks for sharing everything, and
yeah.
good
Same.
luck with your
Thank you.
launch day.
Yeah, thank you so much, man.
Okay. Bye.